I don't think I've ever been as scared as I was tonight. I think someone's trying to kill Dad.
If it wasn't for the boys, you might have died tonight.
Sounds like you're on the mend. I got lucky.
With everything this family is facing, we can't rely on luck.
Those Metropolis guys made my life hell. Let me shut them up.
Do you understand how dangerous this could be? That anger you felt, I have those feelings too. But I keep them in check.
I'm not you. You get to grow up and you get to be Superman. Who am I?
He's not ready for this. Things are different now.
The world's about to be destroyed unless I save it. Metropolis will be the first city to fall.
I was 1 second away from being dead.
Get out of here!
I just wanted to go back to normal.
What is up, my fellow Kryptonians? Welcome to a brand new Superman and Lois video, and that feels good saying that since this show has been on break for a while. And what day is it better than today to go over some brand new footage for the rest of the season's episodes, since we got this trailer that I'm guessing you've already seen on this video. So we're going to go for a shot-by-shot trailer, as there are some very interesting little tidbits in this. And yeah, I guess just get hype for Superman and Lois returning just next week, May 18th. So, of course, without any further ado, let's get into this trailer and talk and speculate and theory about absolutely everything down in the comments. So I encourage you guys to just expand upon what I say, or maybe include something that I may have missed, because quite a few shots in this trailer really open up some new theories that quite a lot of us have been speculating about for quite some time now. So the trailer opens up with Jordan saying that he doesn't think he's ever been as scared as he was tonight. And notice how Jonathan's arm also is in a cast, so it looks like whatever events had happened up until this point of where he's saying this line in the episode of how he's never been as scared as he was tonight. Looks like Jonathan gets the injury. This guy can't seem to get a break, but he also says in the moment afterwards that he thinks that somebody is trying to kill Dad. He's also holding his head, so I'm not sure if he can hear Clark in this moment, because it seems that his abilities are bleeding throughout the season, despite what Jor-El said, and a lot more on that later, by the way, with regards to Jordan's powers. But yeah, I'm wondering if in this moment, considering what we hear in this trailer about how Superman nearly died, is Jordan gonna hear his dad call out for him? Because that would be super interesting. Also, amongst the introduction of this trailer, we have an image or a little scene of this guy in a mask holding a gun. I'm putting this down to just being, amongst all of the main plot stuff and all of the side plot stuff, we get technically a meta of the week or a villain of the week like we've had on the show so far. For example, Kilgrave, that was pretty cool, and now we may be getting this guy. Because don't forget, as much as we need to fight Morgan Edge and kind of stop Captain Luthor from killing our Superman, we also need to see a little bit of, everyday Supermaning kind of going on. Up next in the trailer, we see Lois saying that if it wasn't for the boys, you might have died tonight to Clark. So, as we were just discussing, whatever happens with Clark, it's going to get pretty bad. And just very quickly, this is speculation, I don't know how he's going to nearly die, and obviously if it wasn't for the boys, he might have died. So the only thing that I can put down to nearly dying with Superman is obviously he has to be weakened with kryptonite. Could this be some continued attack, maybe from Morgan Edge's new age Kryptonians perhaps, and maybe the boys got in the way of that? I don't know. I'm not going to waste too much time on this other than just knowing the fact that if it wasn't for the kids, Superman may have actually nearly died. And kind of related to that, here we get a teaser of who I like to call Laser Eyes Lady, but really she's known as Leslie Law in the show, unleashing hell with her heat vision on someone who's been snooping around in those mines. The same mines of where we saw her and Morgan Edge looking at the X-Kryptonite, of which we know attributes or is somehow contributing to the fact that people are getting powers, those chosen by Morgan Edge, that is. So this person running away could be Lois, or the editor maybe of the Smallville Gazette, most likely investigating further, obviously, because that's what Lois's main storyline is this season. Now, we do revisit these minds later on in the trailer, and it could be 2 separate scenes, but it's most likely the same scene, just obviously cut up at 2 different parts of the trailer. Now here we can clearly see that it is Lois Lane in a hard hat in the mine, but I'm betting that this is Lex Luthor as well, because we can see that at this angle, it seems that this person is discharging some kind of energy that actually blasts back Leslie Law. So initially we see the heat vision coming from Leslie Law at this person, running out just in time and avoiding heat vision very conveniently, but from this angle we can clearly see Lois and this other person almost using like a Harry Potter-like wand to disperse his own type of heat vision, and thus it hits Leslie Law, she gets blasted back, but the only person I think we know of who can defend himself from a Kryptonian on this Earth, at least out of the characters we have up on the show, other than Superman and maybe the boys, is Lex Luthor, or should I say Captain Luthor. So I'm guessing this is a continuation of where he's decided to help Lois because he wanted to work for her. At this point, Lois doesn't quite know who this Luthor is. She doesn't know that the other version of her on the other Earth used to be romantically involved with him, which is a bit awkward, but more on that in this trailer, because we may or may not get another Luthor and Lois scene. Alright, so up next, here we have Superman on the floor looking fairly defeated. I'm not sure if this is a reused shot because we do have a couple of reused scenes in this trailer from prior episodes, but regardless, before the trailer then picks up with him in recovery. Now, where this is a mystery, whether that's like the Department of Defense where we've seen Superman fly in before because we had the robot version of the Captain Luthor warsuit storm that base. General Lane here says that it sounds like you're on the mend, and Superman replies back that he's lucky. So honestly, I'm wondering what could have really roughed up Superman to the point that he would have died if it wasn't for the boys, because I'm guessing that these 2 scenes are related. Obviously with General Lane saying it looks like he's on the mend, I'm guessing that's related to the scenes of Lois saying if it wasn't for the kids, he would have died. So surely something kryptonite related that weakened him? Could Captain Luthor have actually finally got almost a kill on Superman? Or is it more likely one of Morgan Edge's Kryptonian lackeys? I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below, but all this serves as right now is just a teaser to some more drama going on. But after this happens, we see like a body fitting away in an MRI looking machine, a very similar machine to that of what we saw in the episode where the heat vision was going crazy out of that Smallville resident known as Derek, who had signed up for working for Morgan Edge only to become one of his new age Kryptonians. And so to connect the dots here, it does look like we could be seeing the creation of another new age Kryptonian. By the way, that's what I'm just calling them. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a simple term or something similar. And a lot of fan theories are leading to perhaps the activation of Jonathan's powers could indeed be through one of these ex-Kryptonite machines, which, not gonna lie guys, would be pretty dope. Like, I like Jordan having powers, and it does seem like they're playing it like the opposites this season in many different ways, with obviously Jonathan being the more popular, jockier type, but funnily enough, that's actually turned out to be Jordan, at least in terms of being popular at school. So he's got the powers, Jonathan hasn't got the powers. It's all gonna be flipped on its head at some point, and I'm thinking, or at least hoping, that Jonathan's powers will be activated through maybe one of these machines, or something similar, but we don't know until we know, of course. And it's also possible that somehow this kryptonite could be giving normal people like Derek somehow Kryptonian personalities or something, as we did see him kissing Leslie Law, the other person with Kryptonian powers, the lady who I call Laser Eyes Lady, which could, you know, mean somehow this ex-Kryptonite is bringing back Kryptonians in human bodies. I mean, other than that, why would this random guy from Smallville known as Derek, that lady's son, I think her name was Deborah or whatever, be kind of hooking up and kissing that guy in that woman, Leslie, in that episode when Clark arrived? That makes me think that these 2 people who also happen to share the fact that they've been now given new Kryptonian powers, what else could they have been given? Maybe their personalities? But I know it's a bit of a reach. Up next in this moment, something has obviously happened with Jonathan, since Lois comes rushing towards him in frantic worry, and Superman is looking very concerned, and she also has the Superman beacon, which maybe obviously led Clark to get here in the first place in his Superman suit. So I'm wondering what happens to Jonathan here, and it seems that Jonathan just can't get a break, as I said earlier, as now we hear him talking over the trailer about how we see these Metropolis guys are making his life hell. I guess maybe because he left the Metropolis team to go to Smallville, and now they're just kind of disregarding him and just trying to make him pay for abandoning his post up in Metropolis. But I don't know. I guess jerks are jerks, right? And it seems like they're going to try and press the Kent brothers' buttons. And I mean that, as we see that here, one of them is taunting Jordan, and in the next part of the trailer, he discusses letting them shut up with a fist to the wall, which, I mean, yeah, I get the temptation to want to do that, but it could get very messy for them, not Jordan. Now, speaking of Jordan's anger, it's quite cool seeing Clark say that anger he feels, he also feels too. However, the difference is Clark keeps that anger in check, while some versions of him do, since we also have the Superman from Captain Luthor's Earth doing something pretty similar to this. Now, speaking of this shot, what the heck is going on here? Now, this is kind of a hard one to figure out. I have a few ideas, even though it seems straightforward at the same time, I'm sure, to many of you. Since we see multiple Supermen here destroying Metropolis with their, or at least one person's heat vision, but later on we get an extended look at this. Now, I'm pretty sure they are in black suits too, because the scene later shows one of them in the black suit. It's just a little bit hard to make out with the distance they are away, but either way here, like, since there's multiple Supermen, this is making me think that this is more of a dream from Captain Luthor, just remembering the trauma and destruction the Supermen from his Earth caused, or the Superman from his Earth caused, and his dream is just maybe making it even more dramatic by adding more Superman or Supermen destroying the world in his dream. I mean, I would love to know what you guys think. But this is 110% attributed down to the Captain Luthor's Earth and Metropolis. But up next, we get some reused footage from prior episodes of when Clark was pursuing Derek as he puts out the fires that he caused, with more footage of Jordan melting down with the anger and heat vision. He also says that he isn't his father. He grew up to be Superman, but who is Jordan gonna be? So we have more struggles for Jordan, naturally trying to step out the shadow of his father and be his own person, but it's all infused in this teenage journey, which could spell him walking down various paths, or at least there's apprehension that he could. So here we see Clark looking at another scan at the Fortress of Solitude of what you can assume, or who you can assume, is Jordan. Now, in this scan, I'm not going to pretend to understand freaking Kryptonian brain activity scans, but it at least seems to me that it could be going off the charts with little synapses blinking on the scan. So I'm wondering if we're going to get more unlocked powers from Jordan, despite what Jor-El said. And to be fair, I think a lot of the fandom was looking into this in several theories and thinking, despite what Jor-El said, with it just being a little bit of radiation left in his cells or whatever, that just gave him his random heat vision, and not to expect that permanently, I think we all know he's going to somehow prove the Kryptonian computers wrong. Same with Jonathan as well, likely. We also get new footage of Captain Luthor saying that the world is about to be destroyed unless he saves it. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure he's going to be saying this to Lois, because here they literally show Captain Luthor talking to Lois in a diner saying that Metropolis will be the first city to fall. So here we literally have Captain Luthor having unveiled his whole story to Lois, because if he's saying this, he would have literally prefaced it, well, at least I can assume, with how he's from another Earth. I mean, this is only natural before you get to the other detail. Superman can be good, but will likely go bad. And when that happened on my Earth, Metropolis goes first. And it's going to be really, really interesting to me just to see how Lois will react to that. Probably likely in denial at first, but saying, yeah, but nah, like, come on, this happened with your Superman. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen with my Clark. But eventually she will likely have to accept the fact that this genuinely did happen to a Clark Kent on another Earth. but the narrative will likely play out that this doesn't mean that her, Clark, or Superman will, and she'll say that to him, but this Captain Luthor will likely still be adamant about going forth with his mission to stop Superman at any costs, just due to knowing that it can indeed go that way of planet-wide destruction as he's experienced, even if that means taking out a Superman who hasn't yet gone bad. So that will be very questionable, and yeah, that's going to lead to a bit of drama between Lois and Mr. Luthor, I'm sure. But either way, we get an extended look at Metropolis getting destroyed once again. So why are there so many Supermen? Either way, like, we could put this down to this being Captain Luthor's Earth, and I thought maybe it could be a dream, but why are there multiple? Why are there like loads of them? What? Either way though, I'm looking forward to getting a flashback of the fall of Captain Luthor's Earth. I mean, I don't think we're going to get massive production and a full scope looks at how the Earth fell, but most likely in shots and little sequences like this. Things get even cooler here, and to be fair, I'm actually surprised they're showing this, because in this scene here, we see Lois and Clark with Captain Luthor, as a truck is kind of blowing up behind him. It's kind of weird, but absolutely no context to this scene other than, hey, look, it's Clark, and this must mean that he knows about this other world's Luthor, which is pretty cool, right? Like, I assume that he knows at this point, or maybe Lex is still appearing to Lois as good guy Lex, and in turn, maybe good guy Lex to Clark, even though he goes by a different name. But either way, moving on. As clips get very fast towards the end of this trailer, as they tend to do in trailers, we have Jonathan shouting at Clark, saying he was 1 second away from being dead, likely reiterating to Clark, like he's kind of said before, with various different things, that his new approach of Smallville and the family and all of these other differences just clearly aren't working out for him, and maybe can he please go stay with his friends up in Metropolis. But we all know that's not going to happen, because hey, this show is about the family and clearly they're staying in Smallville. And wow, in this shot, notice the amount of military that are present at the Kent farm. What was it that General Lane said about the Kent family needing to keep a low profile, especially when people have already noticed that Superman's presence in Metropolis has dwindled a little bit? Yeah, this isn't exactly a low profile. And literally, the next trailer scene is General Lane holding some kind of freaking weapon in the Kent house saying, get out of here. So maybe saying to Lois or the family, just somebody, get out of here, whilst something is happening, clearly. Now, this has got me thinking, what if Papa General Lane here is one of the characters to maybe die in this first season? Potentially having quite an impacting scene where he dies at the hands of one of Morgan Edge's New Age Kryptonians, but defending the family in his dying moments, despite having already started that little Captain Luthor contingency plan. Maybe that was all along to get us to think, oh, for crying out loud, General Luthor, what are you really going to go along with this? Only to, not that he needs redemption, because it's not like his contingency plan has gone into like full swing. But, you know, if he dies, it's like, oh man, like, you did the right thing, you know, you at least weren't the General Lane of Captain Luthor's Earth. And lastly, everybody, the last shot is Superman getting absolutely blasted back in space by somebody in some Fallout power armor. And that's to all the gamers out there, you kind of know what I mean. But really, it's likely Captain Luthor and his new suit that we know he intended to build, since his last stuff got kind of wiped out. But yeah, I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of a little power armor suit, or more of like an Iron Giant version of the suit, or power armor if you will. But yeah, that is the trailer. So obviously we could expect another Captain Luthor fight, but that was kind of, you know, it's not like we weren't going to get another one with the whole season to go. So I'm going to end the video here, ladies and gentlemen. This gave me reinvigorated excitement for Superman and Lois to continue. Not that I really needed it, because this show's quality is maintaining a consistent level that I'm more than happy with to keep reviewing and enjoying the show every week. I'm really enjoying the cast. I'm really enjoying the little plot teasers that we got here, especially hearing and seeing Captain Luthor explained to Lois about his Earth and how Metropolis will be the first place to go on this Earth. I'm here for all of that, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What are your theories, your speculations? What is your favorite thing that you're looking forward to seeing? As always, everybody, I would really appreciate a like on the video. I know YouTubers probably ask you that all the time, but it really does help boost the video out there in YouTube's algorithm, and maybe subscribe for more videos just like this. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you fellow Kryptonians in the next video. Goodbye.